life as a whole. I never really, so as a kid, I never had friends, and let me just say, I'm not talking like I've only ever had one friend that's gone. No, I never had a friend in my life. And something that people don't talk about often is what happens when you're alone for too long. I mean, you can read in books, sure, but I'm gonna tell you my experience with it. As a kid, I always had issues, mental anger, and I lashed out at people. In the process, it really isolated me from the people I cared about, or even if I did care at that point, because I didn't care. Mentally speaking, I was empty. The only thing I had to do was be angry to defend myself, because it's the only thing I could do. Moving on to my high school years, because this is where the shit really hits the fan. High school, ninth grade. First thing I learned was, well, actually, not ninth grade. No, eighth grade. First thing I learned was people sometimes don't care about you, and you have to open your eyes and accept that you were never special to them. You were just a tool, a mistake, or something they held. At the end of the day, the things you will learn in the future, whether it's from betrayal, hurt, trust, or even just grief, is that sometimes the best thing you can do is stick to yourself, or stay low key, because it won't help. Despite you wanting everything to change, you'll never get much out of it. You have to let things go. It's ironic because I still am having a hard time letting things go, especially from a person who abused me, and I wanted to fix our friend group. The funny thing about that, my abuser, was that I had essentially, without my best friend, well, it's not my friend anymore because he's dating my abuser, I lost all my friends, and I'm talking about like every like a whole lot of them. I'm talking about my actual way of reason for going on with this world. I always been depressed, and now I'm not depressed. I'm just empty inside, and it hurts because I don't have anyone to lean on. I have one person left, and they're not my friend group. I lost my whole friend group, lost my first ever friend. All this in this year. And a lot of it was my fault. Stuff I said wasn't good. It was messed up. I'll admit that. Others, it was just like I was being gaslighted into believing I did something wrong. I was I wasn't a good person at the beginning of the year. In fact, I was a horrible person to my abuser. But in the end, a lot of my anger stemmed from the fact that she would constantly hurt me emotionally, and play it off as some kind of joke. Like, the stuff she said, it's not messed up, but it's not something you should have to hear from your own friend group, you know? And that's where I always got mad, because I was treated like I was just losing my mind, which, let me just say, I was not. If I was losing my mind, the people I know would actually know it. Like, there's gonna be huge signs that I am losing my mind. But the things I learned in the world are, just stick to yourself if you're alone. It's good to have friends, because if you're not, you'll be alone forever, or that's what you'll feel like sometimes in this world. You have to accept the tragic things, no matter how you look at it. You want to know something? The thing I've never understood is the word "sticks and stones may break my bones, but words may never hurt me." Whoever said that is high. They were on something, or they were in denial, because that is completely false. Words hurt. Your bones can mend, but words will always be there, and they'll hurt you on a psychological level. if you can't let go, well, then your life is going to be, well, crap. You'll never be able to get through in life. You'll never accept different things. It's ironic because I'm still going through those lessons. I'm still learning how to be a good friend, how to be a good person, how to change. But, or not, I don't know anymore. Because I've run this path of isolation and brokenness and emptiness, all of it, just so I could see. I don't even think I had a reason for doing it. I think I just did it because I didn't want to be alone. I think sometimes isolation can affect your mind and how you think. Hell, it affected me more than I let on. As a whole, high school for me was not the best. In fact, it was the place I had the brutal awakening of trust and what friends will do to you, or what you think are friends. But at the end of the day, they never cared about you for a minute. Like, I don't understand why the world is the way it is. Why there's people who will lie. The funny thing about my abuser was the fact she was religious. And I'm not saying, I hate religion. But what I am saying is that if you're religious, you shouldn't be treating people the way the way the person treated me. Because the worst, and I'm going to say this without hesitation, the worst thing about was the uncanny circumstances. Number one, I'm 18. The person was a kid. And they were abusing me because they could get away with it and no one saw any bad things in them. They were this pretty princess, perfect, can do no wrong. But because I don't know friendships and I still am learning them, she used that to her advantage to abuse me, make me lose all my friends. And then I helped her because I thought I helped her get with my best friend because I didn't know, or I just didn't want to accept the red flags in it. Or the red flags I saw. She immediately just did not care when she got together with my best friend. Or my last friend, I should say. My last friend of my friend group, of that friend group. I tried to find a friend group this year. And let me just say, I lost it all. I lost everything. My reason for going to school. I had mental breakdowns constantly at home. Because there's the stigma about men not being able to feel things, or they have to be strong. And I'm not saying it's a common thing, or at least like it's a normalized thing, but it is a common thing with men these days. They're too afraid to show emotion because they'll think they'll look weak, which that shouldn't be the case. It really shouldn't. Men can cry, men can be broken, men can hurt. It's just a matter if that man trusts the people around him to see him that way. I didn't have that. I didn't have someone be there for me because while kids in the younger age were learning friendships, I was handling my anger. And only actually got it done when serious things were coming into place. Legal things. Now I'm out of the legal issues, but it's like, I tried to learn how friendship works within the span of a year. And let me just say, when you never have a friend in your life, when you never have someone to back you up, when you don't have any friend or anything, and you don't learn those social skills, man, your life's gonna be hard. It's gonna be brutal because you're gonna have to deal with the most harshest lessons before anything else. And it's not gonna help your mental health. Hell, it didn't help me, and I'm still finding a reason to push on. I couldn't even off myself even if I wanted to, because I have plans I plan to achieve. And one of them is to have 1,000,000 friends in my future. Before my death or whatever, I want to leave my mark on this world so people never forget me. Yeah. I don't know what this was. I think it's just me like venting online or rambling because, yeah. Anyway, if you want more of this, or likes, if you want more of this type of just me rambling, um, like and subscribe. I mean, it's not like I care about subscribing. I just want to be heard. Yeah. Thank you for listening.